Hey guys, myself Rakesh, and today we are going to learn how do you change the date time format in Python. How do you really change the date time format? Generally, you might get it in US format or maybe year, month, date format. How about you changing it to date, month and year? Is it possible? Is it possible to change in Python? Yes, of course. So how to do that? Let's learn it from this video. Before we get started, I would request you guys to please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Please do help me by subscribing. I hope you have already done that. So let's get started and understand how do you really change the date time format. First of all, in the previous couple of videos I have informed you just to to get a date time. What you do, you will import the date time module from Python. And in the previous video I have shown you where do you find this datetime.py file and how do you access this module. I have shown in the previous video. Now let's get a little advanced and try to understand a few more things. So what we have done, we have created an object called x is equal to datetime. I'm creating an object, I'm using the module name, and then I'm going to say date. Okay, datetime is the class, and then I'm going to use something called now. So just by doing this, what is the output that we get? If I say print and if I say x, right? So what is the output that I'm expecting from this one? I'm expecting this kind of output. So it is saying year, then it's saying month, and it's saying the date, and then it is giving the hour, hour in 24-hour format, right? 11 a.m., 47 minutes, 44 seconds, and this is the milliseconds or microseconds. So this much we know. Okay, now how do I change the format? Now to change the format, there is something called strip time. Okay, using strip time I can do that. So there are a couple of things. First of all, let me type something, okay, so that you understand how this one is coming. If I type %a, what is happening? It is saying Tuesday. So this date what we had got a few minutes back, today's date is Tuesday, it is saying. Okay, great. So how you get, what would happen if I write %d? If I run this, what's happening? It's saying 12th. It's saying 12th is today's date. So how do I really get all this? There has to be something, right, where I can refer and learn, because it's not very easy to remember everything, right? So where is the place where I can really refer? There is something called docs.python. Okay, so we will go to documents from Python and we will try to refer that. Okay, so what you do, simply type date time format Python in Google. Okay, hit on enter. Now from this date time format, I'm going to select the Python page. Give it a few seconds. It's taking a little time to open. Okay, let me type it again. Python date time format. Okay, so here you would find something called docspython.org. okay, just open this specific page. All right, now here there are a couple of things that you should understand. What you do here, simply do a Control F and type, let's say %a. I'm typing, hit on enter, or simply type percentage and %a, let's say, and then scroll down. Okay, so it will show you in the third or fourth result, somewhere at the bottom of the page you find all the syntaxes available. Okay, so this will be pretty interesting. We'll go one by one. Okay, not everything we are going to test, but a few things. So the first interest will be, how do I get in date, month and year format? Okay, for that all I have to do, read through this list, and there is something called %d. What this means, day of the month as a 0 padded decimal number. So 01, 02 until 31 it is going to show me. So let me use %d. So let me go back to my PyCharm, and here I am going to say %d. Okay, I have written that. Then I want to put a dash. It's up to you. Okay, or you can give a space. Let's say I want to give a space. Up to you how would you like to do it. Now I would need a month as a 0 padded, so I want this way. So I will say %m. Okay, now I want year in entire format I want, okay, like this. So I will use a capital Y. So there are multiple ways to do it. I'm going to show you. So done. Now if I run this, the output has come in 12, which is the date, then the month, then the year. Getting it? Okay, this is quite interesting. Now what would happen if I make it let's say D M? What would happen if I write, if you write percentage M, means it stands for minute. Okay, let me see. Okay, if I want in this format, Jan, Feb, like this I want. So for that I have to write percentage B. So just copy from here, and instead of percentage M, I'm going to write percentage B. Now if you see, this was the old output. If I run this, I'm getting a new output which saying July. Let's say I want the entire month. Again, there's a format called percentage B. Okay, so if I write a capital B here, that gives me the entire month format. If you see, 12th July 2022. How about me getting a like we said Tuesday and all that, right? Sunday, Monday, Saturday, or in this format. So if you write a percentage A, if I write a percentage A, let's go here. I'm going to say percentage small a. If I write percentage A, look at the output is going to change. So what happened? Tuesday, 12th July 2022. So likewise, if I make capital A and run it, it will say Tuesday, 12th July. So all these are written here. Okay, whichever format that you need weekdays, right, Sunday, Monday, how you want, or you want year in this format or 2 decimal, right? So there are multiple different things you can experiment by using one by one and try to see how things are coming. If I add a percentage H, that means just give me an hour format. Let's say I'm going to add it here. So all these things can be defined. Okay, sorry. So it should all be within the double quote. So here I'm giving a space and writing percentage H. So if I run this, what would happen? The hour would come in, right? You can see 11th, that means 11 a.m. Okay, if I want to format, let's say I want a forward slash, so I'll put a forward slash everywhere. This is quite simple, right? Give it a second. Yeah. Then I'm using a forward slash, leaving that space, and now if I run it, what would happen? The format would change in this way, Tuesday. So however you like, you got to know, right, how you can really change the format as you need. So all you need to do is you have to just open the page, keep it open, and the way you need the format, you can simply check this out, check these examples, and depending on the example how you want, you can really craft it up to your need. Okay, so that's simple it is. All you need to know is strip time and then the symbols that one has to use. For that you already have a page to refer. You know, by practice you will remember a few things. In case you would like to refer it again, you always have a page to refer and write your own format of date time. So let's get started with our today's topic, which is Python math module. So what is this math module? Let me first tell you. When I take the name module, generally you have to use something called import, and you have to take the name called the module name you have to take, and then whatever you like to call from that module and utilize those functions, you can do it. But when it comes to math, there are a couple of inbuilt modules for which you don't have to really import the math. For example, let me tell you, you will understand this through an example. If I say I need to find a minimum value from the set of various different values. Okay, if I have to find a minimum value, all I have to say print x. So it is quite easy in Python. Simply by writing min, I will be able to find the minimum value from the set of values. So here it is saying the output is 1. Okay, this is one thing which doesn't require you to import the math module. There is also the same thing, max, min and max. So if I run max, it's going to give me the maximum value from this set of values. These two things are clear, right? Okay, now there is also something called let's say I would like to find the power. Okay, I want to find power of let's say power of 2 comma 3. That means 2 into 2 into 2, which is supposed to be 8, right? So if I write print, and if I write x and run it, what is the output? 8. If I write let's say 1 into 1 into 1 would be always be 1, right? The 1, right? So this is also one of the function which for which you don't have to really import the math module. For example, 5 into let's say 2 times, which will be 25, right? So this is also one of the function for which you do not require a math module. This is an inbuilt one. There is also something called ABS, absolute value. Okay, what is this absolute value? For example, if I am going to enter a negative number into this, let's say minus 89. So if I write a negative number, it's going to turn it to a positive number. It doesn't matter if it is a floating number or an integer. Let's say I'm going to enter something like this. It is going to completely turn this to a positive number. Getting it? That's absolute. So these are the simple ones wherein you don't have to import. But for example, if I ask you, hey, can you find the square root of a number? Now to find the square root of a number, you actually require the math module. Okay, so I'm importing math and then hit on enter, creating an object called x, and then math module, and there is something called square root. Now square root, for example, 4 into 4 is 16. So square root of 16, the answer will be 4, right? So if I say print, and if I say x, shift F10, what is the output? The output has come as 4. Getting it? So this is one of the function for which you have to import math. So if I don't import this, it will throw an error. For example, if I put a hash, you can see it has given an error. It is going to throw an error. Or if you simply write sqrt, see, it has got an error. So getting it? So for a couple of these kind of things, you have to import. Okay, so let me put it the way it was. Okay, square root. Let me think of few more. For example, if I want to find a reminder, okay, for example, I want to find a reminder. How do I find a reminder of something? For example, I'll create a object called x, okay, and I want to find the reminder. For that, you will be using called fmod. Okay, and here let's say 10 divided by 3, the reminder will be 1, right? So every time I have to say math.fmod. Okay, done. Now if I have to print x, shift F10, what is the output? 1.0. Now you will say, I don't want 1.0, it should say just 1. No worries, all you have to do, simply convert this to integer, int, and put everything inside this integer. So that way you will be able to get in proper integer value rather than a floating number. Okay, so this is understood. There is also a couple of other functions. So let's say sum. If I have to do sum, okay, so x is equal to math.fsum, right? Let's say I want to add few numbers, like 10, 2, 12, 3, which is 15, 15, 5, which is 20, right? So this way, print, and if I have to say x, this is going to throw an error. Reason being, there is something I have missed. All I have to do is, did you get it? What you have to do, you have to convert that to a tuple or a list. So if I do this way, right, and try to run it, it should give me the value called 20. So total 20. So can I use something like this? Let's say I want to use a curly braces. Okay, so if I use a curly brace and run this, so now also it is printing. Okay, so tuple, list, something like that you can use. So fsum you have understood. You have understood fmod, square root you have understood, right? Okay, there is a couple of other things I will show you. X is equal to, if I write math.sale, and then I'm going to write a number, let's say 2.2 I am writing. Okay, 2.2. So what would be the output of this? Do you know what is the sale option? Let me show you what is this. So if I run this, what happens? 2.2, it will go upward and see what is the nearest integer value, not a floating value but an integer value. So it will go upward, so the floating nearest value is 3. Getting it? Now if there is also something called floor, okay, floor, okay, Florify, right? What would happen? It will go downward. Floor means down, right? So downward it will go, and the nearest value will be 2. So these are the couple of math functions. Now the question is, Rakesh, okay, these are the simple ones, but if I have to really need a complex math function which I have to do, where do I find it? Don't worry, Python has its own documents page. So all you do in Google, simply type Python math modules. Okay, so there will be docs.python.org. From there you can get it. Okay, my Chrome is not responding, give it a minute. Okay, so Python, it's taking time. Okay, so I will say Python, come on. Okay, give it few seconds for it to respond back. Okay, otherwise, right now it's not responding for some reason, but again, all you need to do, simply type Python math. Okay, let me type Python math module. Okay, if you type this Python math module, you will get a page from Python, docs.python.org. okay, and that would help you to understand different because it's not easy to remember everything at the same time, right? So you should go to that specific page, look for certain areas which you really need to use it. I don't know, something went wrong badly on my Chrome. Come on, man. Okay, so this is the one I was talking about. Okay, docs.python.org, and here this has got multiple Python modules. Okay, anyone who is really into this mathematical stuffs, probably they will have more knowledge around this. So this is the place I am just letting you know where you can find a lot of different mathematical functions available here, completely listed out with examples, with definitions, so you will be able to utilize this specific page. Let's get started. Now I am talking about Python JSON. First of all, what is this JSON is all about? So JSON stands for Java Script Object Notation. Okay, JavaScript Object Notation. Now in practical world, what is that we need to understand? For that, let's visit a website called randomuser.me. Okay, just open this website. Now this website generally produces random users. Every time I refresh, what would happen? A random user is produced in the on the web page. And if you see, this web page has a couple of details. For example, the name and then the email address. If I click on this, then it gives the birth date. If I bring my mouse over here, it gives the address. If I bring my mouse over here, it gives the phone number. So it has got multiple data in the front end. So these are the multiple data in the front end. Now if I have to see how the backend data looks, for that all I will do, I'll simply say API and hit on enter. So what I did, I simply wrote API, and if you see, the backend data looks something like this. So it has a gender, so every time you run it, it will keep on changing the data. So it has a name, it has the email address, password, username, age, right? So there are multiple details available here. So this is the background data, how your web page works. It could be XML, HTML, or the JSON format. Generally, JSON format is used to carry the data from the server to your client, or from your machine to the server. If you like to, you're requesting a web page, or you wanted to open a web page, let's say Facebook, you see entire data. So all the data that appears on your screen, this appears because of the JSON data getting transferred from the server to your machine. Okay, so now this is the JSON data, but again, this doesn't really give you a complete understanding. So what I will do, I'll copy this data. I'm going to copy this data, and I will go to, there are so many JSON viewer, okay, online available. So open any one of them on Google. So I'm opening, let's say this one, and here I'm going to copy paste the data which I copied from this randomuser.me API. Okay, Now if we hit on format, generally what this will do, this will convert the entire thing in a proper format. And you can see the gender is male, name is so and so, first name. So this is quite readable, right? This is quite readable. And then I can see there is an email address here. You can see there's an email address. Okay, let me enlarge the screen a little bit. Okay, so you can see there is an email address, name, street address. So everything is there in a proper. So this is the JSON format. The JSON format is responsible to carry the data from the server to your machine or from the machine to the server, vice versa. Okay, so JSON data. So this is the one of the popular way of transferring data. It is generally used to transfer data from server to your machine or from the machine to the server, right? So you can see this is how the JSON data looks like. Okay, you got a fair understanding how the JSON data looks like and how this data comes from the server to my machine on my browser now. And same thing, sometime when I have to send some data, let's say you are entering the username and password, so you are sending that data. So you are sending username colon whatever you have entered, then the password colon, then there is a secure key that you are entering, and that data will carry from your laptop to the server and verify, and then it will return the data. Then it will return and it will give you the login page. So you can see it will give you the, after you log in, it will give you that web page. Let's say Facebook, you can imagine. So for all this, JSON data is used. Okay, now you got right now only understanding you should have a JSON data will start with a curly braces, end with a curly braces, and there is a bunch of data which has a key and a value. There is a key and a value. For example, first there is a first name, last name, location, street, number. So likewise this will be organized, email address, right? Date of birth, date, age. So like that, there is a key and there is a value. There is a key and a value. So this is how the data is organized. Now this is a simple understanding we have. Okay, now how can I really utilize that on Python? Let's see it, with very simple example, so that you understand what is this JSON object and how do you deal with it. So first of all, what I will do, I will create a object called X, and I'm going to create a dictionary object. So what I will do, I'll use a curly braces in Python for dictionary, and then I'm going to say name, comma, and let's say I'm going to store a name, let's say Williams. Okay, and then comma, then I will say age, then colon, and then I'm going to enter some age, let's say 25, comma, then I will say city, which city he belongs to. These are the three simple data I'm going to store. So what is this now? This is a dictionary object, and how do I know it? If I simply say print, and if I say type, right? If I do this and if I run this, it's going to tell me, okay, the X object which you have created with this value, this belongs to the class dictionary. So the object belongs to the class dictionary. So this much we have understood. This is an object, X object I have created with a dictionary. Now JSON. Now how do I convert this to JSON? For example, I'll show you. Let me create an object called Y. Okay, now to convert anything, first of all you need to have the module. What is the module name? JSON module. So you will import that JSON module. Done. And then I will create an object called Y equals to, then I'm going to say JSON dot, there is something called dumps. Okay, dumps. So what I would like to dump, the X object I would like to dump and convert that to a JSON format. So few minutes back I showed you how the JSON format looks like, right? So let's see if this one comes in the right format or not. So what this will do, this is going to convert the Python object to, it could be any kind of a object, okay, doesn't matter. So here we are using a dictionary object. So Python object to JSON string. So it will convert it to JSON string. So how that happens, let's see that. How I will see, simply print the Y. So if I print the Y, if I run it, what happens? The JSON object has come. So it has printed the JSON object Y. But again, this is not in the same format how I saw. It is appearing something like this. So how do I get it in this kind of a format? It is quite easy. All I have to do, while I'm trying to convert that to JSON string, put a comma, and there is something called indent equals to, let's say I'm entering 5. So if I do this, it's going to convert that to a proper format. Now you can see this has been converted into a proper format of JSON, how a JSON would look like. Okay, so this much is understood. So what we have learned here, we have learned how do you create an object and how do you really import the JSON and then convert that object into a JSON format and print that JSON in a right JSON way. So you can see it has printed the value in this right way. Okay, this is one way. Now how about now this got the Python object got converted to JSON string. How about the JSON string getting converted to an object so that I can access the value? For example, here what I will do, I'll create another object called Z equals to, I will simply say JSON, this is the module, dot, there is something called loads. Okay, so loads, and here I'm going to load the JSON string. So what am I doing here? I'm trying to load the JSON string. First thing, I created an object, Python object, I converted that to JSON string, and this way in the line number 7 I'm converting the JSON string to an object, and Python object, to a Python object. Okay, so let's see this. Let's print y. Okay, I'm going to print the type y, type Z. Okay, now let's run this, let's execute this and see what is the output. So what is the output? It has come, the first one in the line number 6, it has printed the JSON string. So you can see this is the JSON string got printed, and in the line number 8, it is saying now because you have converted this to a Python object, so this is now belongs to a dictionary. The object Z belongs to a dictionary. So these are the two different functions which are very important. How do you convert a Python object to JSON string using json.dumps, and you have to import the JSON module. Okay, so this is the first one. And the second one, how do I convert the JSON string to a Python object, vice versa, right? So that can be done by using loads, json.loads, and that will convert back to the object, okay, the Python object. So you can see now the Z output has come as, it's a dictionary type, right? It is a dictionary type. Getting it? So this is how you will be able to, so this is the basics I am giving. Later on we will learn more complex things around this, but again at the moment all you need to learn about how do you import a JSON module, what are the JSON, what is a JSON object looks like, how the JSON strings looks like. So this is the JSON string, right? And how they are useful in a website, and then how do you JSON string, how do you convert that to a Python object. So all these things from this video you have learned. Now as we move forward, we are going to learn more complex aspects of Python around the automation we are going to learn. Now let's get started to today's topic. Our topic is Python JSON, and it's a part 2 of the Python JSON, and we are going to learn few more things around this. Okay, so first of all, what we will do, in the previous video I have given you explanation of how a JSON format looks like, right? And also I have given you an explanation on how do you convert a Python object to a JSON string in the previous video. So here we are going to learn little more, couple of new things around Python JSON. So here first of all, let me create an object. So I am going to create an object called, I'll create a dictionary object in Python, and let's store something called name colon, and I'm going to say, let's say Harry, comma, double quote age, then colon, and then I'm giving some value, let's say 28, comma, and then let's say city, let's say he's from London. Okay, then let's say the email, I'm just creating multiple things, email, and here the email address is, let's say harry.test@test.com, something like that. Okay, just for an example. Okay, so this is the Python object. What kind of object this is? As a dictionary one. Okay, all right. Now how do I convert this to convert this to a JSON string, I will first import JSON module. Okay, after importing the JSON module, what I will do, I'll create an object called y, and inside this I will simply say JSON.dumps. So dumps is the function used or a method used to convert the Python object to JSON string. Everything I have explained in detail in my previous content. Okay, so in this one what we will do, we'll learn few more things. Let's say I'm doing X, and then I'm going to say indent equals to, let's say I'm giving an indent of 5. Okay, so what this will do, this is going to print the object into a JSON format, right? So I will say print y, and if I run this, you can see it has printed in the name, age, city, email. The way it is listed, the same way it has been printed. What if I would like to sort them? So to sort, there is an option called, simply type sort keys. Sort keys is equals to, I am going to say true. Okay, this true will be written in capital. If you write in small, this will throw error. So hit on run. Now what happened? This age has come in the top, then C, then E, then N, right? It has sorted in the right order. So this is one thing that you have learned. Now this, and one more thing I would like to also let you know, there is something called separators. So here if you see, all your separators are with the colon mark. What if I would like to put a equals mark? Is it possible? Yes, that is possible. So what you do, put a parenthesis after writing separators. So I'm using a parenthesis and double quote, comma, and in the next double quote I want an equal symbol. So if I run this, just see what is going to happen. Like this, the data is like this, and if I execute this, what happened? Now all the colon mark has been replaced with a equals to symbol, right? Okay, can I put any other symbol? Can I put let's say something like this? Can I put it? Okay, so you can see it is changing that colon mark to other separators that you would like to use, for example like this, or I would like to put semicolon, right, instead of colon. So even that is possible. Getting it? Now what if after 28 I would like to put a dot? So if you like to put a dot in the first double quote that you have written here, inside this whatever format you like to put, let's say I want to put a dot here, so I'll put a dot over here, and then if I wanted to run this, what would happen? You can see after everything there is a dot. Now dot may not be appropriate. Let me put a comma. Let's say I want to put a comma, and this is supposed to remain equals to. So if I run this, what happened? Then you got a comma after every. So this is the way you can format the JSON string, right? How you like. So this is one of the two different things that you have learned: short keys and separators. How do you format that JSON string? So that's all about in this video, guys. So thank you. Please do support me by subscribing to my channel. I am going to come up with more such small modules, and finally once we are done with everything, we are going to come up with automation modules, right? How do I do certain automation using Python? Slowly we are moving, but again we need to have complete knowledge about everything. That's where we should get onto that specific area of accessing and practicing automation using Python. Hey guys, myself Rakesh, and in this video we are going to learn how do you use regular expression in Python to find a string. We'll go step by step. Regular expression itself is quite complicated to learn. So if you learn through this video step by step, you will be able to learn a lot of things around regular expression. So first we will start with how do you really find a string from a set of text, right? You find there's a set of text from which you need to find a simple string using regular expression in Python. So how to do that? Let's get started and understand. So let me open PyCharm and see how this can be done. Now to do all this, you need to import a module called RE, which stands for regular expression. Okay, import RE. This is the first thing you should remember, because we are dealing with regular expression, right? Okay, now let's write a text into a variable called text variable. Let's say I'm going to say John is a Python developer. What I'm writing, John is a Python developer. So this is the simple sentence I'm writing. Let's say I would like to find Python. So in a Word document, if there are a lot of text, what you do, generally you do a Control F and then find that, right? Control F and find it. It's more or less similar to that. Okay, we are going to find a text, a simple text from the entire set of text. So how to do that? Using regular expression, because this is a basic class, so we'll go step by step. Okay, so let's create a variable called x, and here I'll be using a module name called RE, and then I'll be using the method which is called search. So what this search will do, this is going to find out the first match. So here in this entire text there is a Python word. So how I would search it? Search, and I'm going to simply say Python, and I'm going to put a comma, and then where would I like to search it? In the text variable. So this is the simple way to write it. RE is the module name, dot search, and then what text I would like to search, and then where I would like to search. That is there in the text variable. Simple. Very good. Now let's do one thing. If I print x, what's going to happen? If I'm going to print x, what is the output am I going to get? Okay, so let's run it, and you will see the output is a match object. So what is a match object? Match object is generally telling you the word that you have searched for. Let's say Python. This word starts from the index number 10 and ends by the index number 16. So if you count here from 0, the index number always starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, space is also counted, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So you can see the P starts from the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It ends at 15. So the next value is 16, right? So that is how it is saying from 10 to 16, the starting string and the last nth string is 16th. 16 means not exactly 16 but before 16. That's how the index is generally taken. So 10 to 16. So here is the word Python, and there is a match called Python. The word is there. What would happen if I write Python once again? Simply I'm writing Python once again and I'm going to run it. Is it going to give me the second value? No, it always ends for the first match. In the entire set of strings, it's find the first match. We will see there are different ways to find it. Okay, there are different methods to use. So search is one of the method we are going to learn in this video. Now let's learn little more beyond this. What if, can I use a if can I use a if command and try to see if I can do something around it? So if I say if x is found, if x got a value, so the moment it finds a match, it returns a match object, and match object will have that index number 10 to 16, and it will say match is equal to, so it is an entire set of value. It is called match object. So if match object is found, then it should print yes, the word is present. Okay, if it is not there, else, and I'm going to say else print no match found. Okay, simple. Now if you see, if I run this, what is going to happen? Because there is a match, it is saying yes, the word is present, or there is a match, it is present. If I say some other word, let's say I'm going to say Java, and I'm going to run this, so what would happen? No match found. Getting it? So first you learn how to utilize the RE module dot search. Okay, make a note how to utilize. Let's go one step at a time so that you will learn everything in detail. So this is the first step, and there are multiple things to know around regular expression which I'm going to teach you, but again this is the first thing you should take a note. We are going to meet once again in the next content. Hi, in this video we are going to learn how to find all matches using regular expression in Python. Let's say a word is present multiple times in a string, in a text, right? In a set of text or in a paragraph. how do I find how many times that word is there, or how do I find how many times that word is there in the entire paragraph? So to learn that, we need to go through this exercise. So let's get started. How to find all matches. Now first of all, let's write a text. Okay, so let me say text. So take some simple example. Okay, let's say John is learning Python. So I am writing John is learning Python, and let's say, just to make it so that the Python words repeats multiple times, I am writing some Python 3 times. Okay, this is not the exact word, but it's fine. We need to learn the technique. So here John is learning Python. There are 3 times written. Okay, so how do I find how many times that Python word is there in this entire string? So to do that, it's pretty simple. First of all, as we are using regular expression, we'll be using import re. Okay, import re, and then once you import the regular expression module, then we can write the exact function to do that. So let me create an object called x is equal to, and here I'm going to write module name re, and there is a function called find all. Okay, find all, and then here I'm going to write what I would like to find. Let's say Python I would like to find. Where I would like to find? I would like to find in the text. Okay, now what this would return, let's print it. Okay, what kind of a value will return in x? So if I say x, and if I run this, what am I finding? It's saying Python. Now what would happen if I make one of the Python capital letter? Is it going to find it? So let's run it. So what is happening? It is exactly matching. It is case sensitive. It is exactly matching. So now this time only 2 results have come. If I make it this too small, and if I run it, now it is finding 3 results. So it is case sensitive, one thing. Now find all, what you are learning, the module re.findAll is finding the exact text which is case sensitive, and there are multiple ways to make it. Let's say I don't want to make it case sensitive. How to do that? We are going to learn that on a later stage, but let's keep it simple. So this is how we are able to find. Now what this print x is, this is a list. To know that, what you do, simply say type x. I would like to know what type this x object is. So if I run this, it tells me this is a list class. This is coming from the list. So this is a list. Now let's say I would like to find a count, how many times that Python word is there. We are finding the entire result Python, but I need the count. So how to get the count? It's quite simple. So what I will do, instead of saying print x, or let's say I want a count, I am going to create another object called y is equal to, I will say count, or let's say x dot count, and then I'm going to pass the word what I would like to count. Python I would like to count how many times in the x object Python is there. So the x object is a list. So the list has got Python. So it will just count how many times Python word is there in that, and let me print y here. Getting it? Quite simple. So if I run this, it is saying the total number of times Python is there is 3. Okay, getting it? So this is how you will be able to find a word in a, just imagine there's an entire big paragraph like a Word document, and inside that you would like to find how many times this word is there. Then this is the easiest way to pass the values in a text, in a variable, and then find what exactly you need. So I am saying Python, and then Python has found 3 times. So we're going pretty simple, so that slowly we will learn one by one. Okay, so this is the re.findAll, and you saw what it returns. It returns a list, and from the list, if I would like to know what is the count, all I have to do is x.count, and then the word I would like to count in that list, I provide that, and provides me the count. Hey guys, in this video we are going to learn how to split string in Python using regular expression. Right, using regular expression, how can you split the string? So let's get started. So for that, all you have to do, let's create a variable called text and enter a text. Simply I'm saying John is learning Python. This is my string. Now I would like to split it. Let's say there is a comma here. I would like to split by comma, okay, or split by white space. All this we can do. So for that, first thing I need to import the regular expression module by writing import re, and once that is done, then all I will do, I'll create a variable called x, and in the x I would like to say re dot split. So this is the split function in regular expression which can be used from the re module. I am using the split function. So here all I have to do, let's say I would like to separate it by, split it by comma, and then I have to simply provide the variable which contains that entire string. So what is the output? So if I say print x, if I do print x, what is the output that I am getting? John, comma, so this is a list. If you see carefully, this is within the square bracket. If it is square bracket, so it should be a list, right? It is a list. So how do I remember is L starts with, if you look at the L, it has a half square, right? That square bracket. So likewise you can easily remember when this symbol is coming, that means it's a list, and separated by comma. Now if you see, John is one value and is learning is another value. So it is giving two different data. If you want to know the type of this, you can always say type. In case you are confused, you can always try this type x, and if I'm going to run this, it is going to say it is a list. It is coming from the list. Okay. Now what if I would like to split it by space? Split it by space. So can I give it a white space just like this and run it, and let's print x, okay, rather than type x, let me print x and run it. So John is learning Python. So this is also doing the job, but for white space there is a specific symbol, okay, that is it the forward slash or backward slash? Yeah, so backward slash. So backward slash s, if you write, it is going to split it with the white space. If you see John, this is one word, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 different words. Let's loop through it, okay, just to see it in a proper format. I will say x, print y in x for y in x, and then I would like to say print y. So if I run this, you can see John is one word, is learning Python. It has printed all the 4 different data inside the list. Getting it? So these are the different ways using split you can do it. Split it by white space, split it by comma, and all these things can be done using the split function in regular expression. Hey guys, in this video we are going to learn how to search and replace string in Python using regular expression. How will you, just imagine there's a set of data or a set of paragraph in a Word document, let's say, and you would like to find and replace, find a word and replace with some other word. How that can be done in Python using regular expression, we are going to see. Let's say, let's take some example, okay. Let's create a variable called text, and let's use something called John is learning Python. Okay, John is learning Python is the sentence what I have. Now I would like to replace Python with the word the latest Python. I would like to replace this word Python with the word called the latest Python. How can I do it? So first thing, we need regular expression because we are learning regular expression. So I will say import re, stands for regular expression, hit on enter, and then I will create an object called x, and then I'm going to call the module re, and I'm going to use the sub function. Okay, remember the sub function is used to find, search and replace. So here what would I like to search? I would like to search Python, and these are case sensitive. Okay, so P is written in capital, so I'm writing in capital. If it is written in lower letter, write in lower letter. So Python, and then I would like to replace this, put a comma with the latest Python. I want to write something like this, okay, the latest Python. Okay, now where I would like to replace, in the text. So this is the format. Okay, take a note of this format. Alright, now here I would like to print x and see if the value has been printed to this object or not. Let's run it. So if I run it, what happened? The initial value of the text was John is learning Python. If you look at the output, John is learning the latest Python. Getting it? Okay. What if I am going to write Python once again? So in this word, I will say just for testing purpose. Okay, I am saying Python, and one I am writing in lower letter Python. Or let me write all in similar way, then we will change it. So there are 3 Pythons now. So that means it is going to find all the 3 Python and going to replace that with the latest Python. So let's see. If I run this, if you see, John is learning the latest Python. This is one word. Then it found another word called Python. Then that has been replaced with the latest Python. Then it found another word called Python, and that is also replaced with the Python. So this is understood how it is working. Now, if I make it a small one, P is a lowercase. If I run this, what is happening? The last one Python has not been replaced, but the other 2 Pythons has been replaced with the latest Python, and this is also the latest Python. So this is it is taking as per the match. Okay, as per the match. There is also a way to not match it. It doesn't matter uppercase, lowercase, it should take it if the word is there. That is also can be done. I'm going to teach you that later. But again, now you understand how this is working. Okay. After that, let's say I would like to only replace. So let's make it capital Python. If I run this, it is going to replace all the 3 times. Let's say I would like to replace only the first one, not the other 2 Pythons. So that can also be controlled by putting a comma and writing the counter. So if I write 1, if I run this, what is happening? The first one got replaced and the second 2 Python has been left as it is. You can see in the output. Now if I write 2, what would happen? It is going to replace the first 2 occurrences. So if you see the second occurrence, the first occurrence, the second occurrence has been replaced with the latest Python. Okay, likewise you can do 3 and run it. So it has, what would happen if I write 5? So you can see it is just, it is just doing up to 3 and the 2 words are not there, so it is not doing anything with that. So this much is understood, right? To search and replace, you will be using the function name sub, and the module is RE, regular expression module dot sub, re.sub if you write, and this is the format. If you know, that is good enough for you to understand how do you search and replace a text. These are all in simple format. Now there will be complex regular expressions which we will learn slowly, okay, one by one. So till now we have learned 4 different things. Okay, we have learned the search, we have learned find all, right, and then we have learned what is that, split we have learned, and this is the sub. So these are the 4 different functions we have learned till now. After that, I'm going to teach you little complex ones. There are a couple of syntaxes that I'm going to teach you after this. So this is the video for you to know how do you search and replace a string in a simple way. So thank you guys for watching it. We're going to meet once again in our next content. Hey guys, in this video we are going to learn use of meta characters of regular expression in Python. These are very important meta characters, and you should at least have little knowledge around that. I mean, it's hard to remember, but again, at least when a regular expression comes, you should be able to understand what they are. So just go with the example what I'm going to teach you. Just go with this example and you'll be able to understand what is the meaning of this, what is the meaning of that, so that when an expression is built in a complex way, you will be able to make sense. Okay, this is the meaning, that is the meaning. So let's go with a very simplistic example through which you will be able to learn how to use them. Okay, so let's get started. So let me open my PyCharm. One by one we'll go. First of all, what I want to do is I'm creating a text variable and write a very simple word, okay, or a simple sentence. Let's say hello world. Okay, we'll go with the very simple example. Reason being, if you put a complex sentence, all these meta characters you will have little difficulty to understand. So first thing, you go with the simple one, okay, and see how they are working. Then you can think of complex examples. Otherwise, it will be little mind-boggling it will be slightly difficult for you to understand. Okay, so go with this word, hello world, let's say. Okay, let's start. Let's understand how they are working, then you can proceed how complex you would like to go. So first thing, because it's regex, I'll be importing the module called RE, or regular expression, import RE. Okay, so once I do that, next thing, let's create an object. Okay, and here we are going to apply the function. Let's say I'm going to use the find all. Now the very first meta character that we are going to learn is this one, the two square brackets, or square bracket, right? Square bracket. So in this one, how this exactly works, let me tell you. For example, if I say this, and in this I'm going to say A to Z, that means what? In the text, in the string, how many words are there between A to Z? That is the meaning. So A to Z, all lower character. Okay, so here I am going to pass the text variable, and let's print the output of this. Print, I am going to print X. Okay, let's go. That's why I'm saying write a small sentence, it will be easy to understand. If you write a complex sentence, it will be slightly difficult as to how things are working. Okay, and ensure the first thing which we are entering, A to Z, it should always be in the double quote. Remember, that is how you will be passing the value to search in that string. Okay, so here if I run this, what is saying? It is finding in this entire string how many alphabets are there between A to Z which are in lowercase, A, L, L, O, O, R, L, D. So it is finding in a serial, if you see E, L, L, O, then W is capital, so it is not finding that O, R, L, D. Let's say I would like to find the capital ones, so you can say A hyphen Z. Okay, so go with the simple example, you will understand. So HW, there are only two words which are in capital HW. So that is the use of the square bracket, you have understood. Let's move on to the next one. There is something called special sequence. So what is this? If I am going to write, let's say /D. So what this stands for, it will find the digits. Let's say I'm going to write few digits. Let's say 25 I have written. In the string I have written 25. Now if I write /D, what happens? If I run this, it says there are two digits. /D means 4 digits. So 2 and 5. So that is how it is returning the value. Okay, so that is the simple use of /D, special sequence. There are a lot many other things, but let's go with the simple one. Now there is something called dot, which stands for any character. What is this? This is because this is the one where people will slightly be confused how to really use this D. Okay, so how this one works, for example, as I said, let's say I want to find hello, so I will say HE, right? I am simply writing HE and putting a dot within the double quote. Okay, so HE dot. So what would be the output? Dot stands for any character, so that means the output will be HEL. So if I run this, what is the output? HEL. What would happen if I put another dot? Are you understanding dot meaning? What is the meaning of dot? The meaning of dot is any character. After HE, whatever the character is there, you pull it out. So if I am putting two dots, it is pulling 2L. Getting it? So that is for dot stands for any character. This will be pretty useful. So remember this. Now moving on to the next one, which is a caret symbol, which is there in on the number 6. Okay, or maybe in the function button on your laptop. Generally it will be on the 6. On the number of 6, it will be a caret symbol will be there. So how to use this caret symbol? Caret symbol stands for starts with. Okay, starts with. For example, if I say if the string or the sentence starts with, remember this is not a word or anywhere inside the word starts with. No, the entire string that you are passing, here I am passing text. So from that entire string, if that starts with a hello, for example, if I say if the sentence starts with hello, all I have to do within the double quote, use the caret symbol. I am saying HELLO. So here the output would say hello. That means hello, the sentence, the entire string is starting from hello. What would happen if I am going to write the hello? So what would happen? It is not going to return any value. You can see it is an empty list. it is not returning any value, because the star, the caret symbol always stands for if the provided string, here we are passing through the text, if that string starts with that word what you have mentioned. So does it starts with hello now? No, it starts from the. So if I am writing, instead of hello, if I write the, then it will say yes, it starts with the. Getting it? So that is the meaning of caret symbol. Now the next thing is a meaning of dollar, ends with. The same thing, the similar function, just that look at the, if the entire string that you have provided, does that end with something, right? For example, here in our case it is ending with 25 or 5, let's say. So I am saying 5 and I'll put a dollar. Anywhere there's a instance where you have to check, does it end with certain data, dot or some word, if does that end with that. So you write that word or that entire word or one alphabet, whatever you like, dollar, depending on your requirement. So when I say dollar, it will say yes, it returns. If I'm putting anything else, let's say instead of this, if I'm putting a dot, it will give a empty. That means it doesn't, how come it has, okay, sorry, it's not a dot. Dot means any character, right? So it is getting me that 5. So I should not use a dot, but the entire word. So $5 means yes, it is present. If I'm writing something else, let's say I'm writing 6, so it should come up as a empty list. Okay, so dollar symbol is understood. These are also very important symbols, caret symbol and dollar symbol. But remember, caret means the entire string that we are passing, if that string starts with certain word or alphabet, whatever you are passing, and dollar also if that entire string ends with certain thing. Okay, don't confuse finding if there is a long sentence in between that there's a word you want to pick it up, starts with, you don't use this one, there is a different way to do it. Okay, so the meaning of this should be clear. Now the next one is 0 or more occurrence. Okay, this is very interesting, this will be very interesting. So let me show you what is this. For example, if I say if I write HE and put 2 dots, so what happens? We saw just few minutes back, right? So after HE it is pulling any 2 characters. Getting it? What would happen if I put 1 dot? It will pull only single character, so HEL. Okay, if I put a star, so star stands for 0 or more occurrences. Matlab, if after that dot, after that any character, if there is any more characters available after that, is going to 0 or more. So the output of this, if you see, after HEL, right, it is pulling everything. So let's say I want to stop it at somewhere. Let's say if I'm writing last word is O, last word is O. So if I'm writing last word O, what would happen? The output would be hello. See, until WO it is pulling, because hello world, right? So it is pulling till here, right? So hello, so wherever that last possibility is there, until there is pulling hello WO, right? So let's say if I say LO, now if I say this, what is happening? It is going to pull hello. So it depends, depending on the string I am passing, it depends. But the meaning of star is any character, any number of character after the HEL. So this is the meaning of this is HEL, and after that whatever number of characters are there, it's going to pull it, and the last word should be LO. So that means there was nothing in fact here. If I am writing, let's say I am going to change the spelling like this. Okay, now you can see entire word has been pulled. Okay, let me put it back. Now if I use a plus symbol means star means 0 or more occurrences, plus means 1 or more occurrences, minimum 1 should be there. Okay, for example, if I change it to how it was, hello, so if I run this, what is happening? HELLO. So one occurrence is there, right? HE, and after that you have a L. So one occurrences. If let's say for example, if I'm going to change this hello, and I'm going to remove this one L. So now there are 4 words. Now with the 4 word, if I see, it is giving empty sequence. Why it is giving empty? After HE the word LO is there, but in between there is at least 1 should be there, right? If I use a star, look at this, now the output is nothing. Okay, Now if I use a star and run this, the output is coming HELO. But if I use a plus, because star means what? 0 or more occurrences. So it is 0 or more occurrences, fine. But here if I am using a plus symbol, because after HE and the last word is LO, in between there is nothing. So it requires at least minimum 1. So that's why the output is coming empty, because it is not, there is no one data after HE and LO. Within that there should be at least one data. Getting it? Any character, right? It is used in combination with that dot means any character, so that any character should come at least one or more time. If I put a star, means that any character should happen 0 or more times, right? If I put a question mark means the meaning of question mark is 0 or 1 occurrence. 0 is also fine, or at least 1. More than that it's not fine. For example, if I run this, hello is coming, that means 0. If I put one more L and run this, what is happening? 0 or 1 it will accept, right? The meaning of question is 0 or 1 occurrence. If I put one more L, you getting it, right? You are able to make this difference. So that means it's more than 1 occurrences. Within this HE and LO, there are more than 1 occurrence. There are 2 occurrences now, 2 characters now, right? So if that is this thing, that time it will give you empty. So it will not going to find that. If you want to really find it, you should actually use a plus sign. If I use a plus sign, what would happen? 1 or more occurrences, so it's coming. Getting it? So that is the difference. There is also something called within the curly braces, right? Get number of characters or occurrences. So I want to define, okay, how many characters I need. So I'll put any character, and within this I will say I need only one character. So here, how many times within the HE and LO, how many times L is there? 2 times L is there. Now if I am writing 1, what would happen? Only 1 L will come. Did I write it properly? HE, okay, let me remove this. HE, after that we have LO. What would happen if I put 2? Let's see. Okay, so when I am saying 2, after HE it's pulling 2L, right? 2L it is pulling, and then LO. Okay, if I am writing only 1 occurrence, so it is saying any word within the sentence, if there is only 1 data between HE and LO, then you pull it. For example, I'll show you why it is not giving any data. Reason being, for example, if I'm writing a word here, okay, so HE and LO is the 2 different words. So inside this I'm going to write 1 character, let's say 1 I'm writing, or any word you are writing. So this time it is printing HE 1 LO, so it is only accepting 1 in the entire string. If there is only 1 character anywhere, then you should pull that. If there are more than that, don't pull it. That is the meaning of the curly braces. Getting it? So for example, if I write 2, so does it match anywhere? So this matches, right? So this is going to pull this particular word, HELLO. Getting it? So that is the meaning. If you want to really restrict that, I need only, if the word within these 2 words, if there are only 2 digits or 1 character, 1 occurrence, then I should get that. Okay, and there is this pipe symbol is for either or. I mean, for example, here I'm going to say HE, if it is 2, you pull it. So 2 means this word will pull, or you pull it this way. So you pull HE dot, and then if there is 1 character also, you pull it, I am saying. Okay, so in that case, what would happen? You see, both the words has been pulled, HE1.LO and HELLO. Okay, so both the things are getting pulled. So this is the pipe symbol used. So these are different meta characters which will be pretty useful. So through this example, practice one more time. It will be slightly mind boggling, to remember all those things, but it doesn't matter. Only once if you got to know, later on whenever there is a requirement you will be able to make sense. Okay, that making sense is more important, because all these things will be there on the internet. The videos are there, you can always watch. So it doesn't matter if you can't remember, but again, good to know. Okay, good to know. It will be better if you remember this. So thank you guys for watching. We are going to meet once again in the next content. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Myself Rakesh. So in this video we are going to learn about some special sequences in regular expression, and these are very important in regular expression to understand. I have listed down some of the important ones. There are many more, but again these are the important ones which will be used on a regular basis, I would say, whenever you are going for a regular expression. So how to use that with examples and how to remember all this, more important. I'm going to explain everything in detail. So let's get started. Okay, now to do that, let's open. I am on my PyCharm, and on PyCharm I am going to first of all create a variable called txt, and in the text variable let's write a word, and let's go with a simple word, hello world. Okay, so I am writing a very simple sentence. Because simple, why I am taking simple sentence? Because this is easy to remember, okay, easy to use it. So go with a very simple sentence. Okay, now because I need to deal with regular expression, which is the module that I have to import, that is the RE, stands for regular expression, import RE. Okay, and then once I import, let me create a variable X, or an object you generally call. So I'll create an object called X, and then I'll take the name of the module RE, and I will simply say find all. Okay, now if I ask you, hey, you need to find a word if a word is present in a string. String means a set of words, or could be a single word, doesn't matter. But again, in this set of word alphabets are there or characters are there. Inside that I need to find a single word. So how to do that? Simply if I say the comma txt, the variable, if I pass, this is the syntax. So this is going to find me, it will going to check and find me whether the word is present or not. Right? If I'm going to run this, what would happen? It says, hey, yes, the the is present in the entire word. This is clear. Now let me ask you a different question. If I ask you, can you find out if the the is there at the beginning of the string? At the beginning of the string, if the word is present at the beginning of the string. For that, you have to use something called /a. So how it is working, let me show you. So if I say /a, and if I run this, it is going to tell me, yes, my sentence is starting from the, with the word the. What if I'm going to cut this and going to paste it at the end of it? Is it going to give me any data? It is saying no, there is no words the starting. This string is not starting with the the. So /a is used to find the word if it is present at the beginning. Now the question is, how do I remember this? So remember, regular expression starts with the word R. So if you put your right hand, R starts with, regular expression starts with R. So right hand backward slash. So if you put your right hand, people give this pose, right? So this pose, if you remember, you cannot do a left hand. This will be a forward slash. This is a backward slash. So I have to use the right hand, regular expression right hand. So like this. So this is the easiest way to remember. Okay, so /a, this is going to find me if a word is present or an alphabet is present at the, you can check with one word also. Let's say T. I want to check with if the string starts with the word T. You can see, okay, I did not start. So here, if I write T, and if I run this, it is going to say yes. So there is a space. Okay, why it is not working? Because I have given a space. Let me remove the space and run it. Now it is saying yes, it is starting with the word T. So this is understood with the experiment. Okay. Now if I ask you, how about you checking, some alphabet? There is this string has got 3 different words: the, hello, and world. If I have to find if each these 3 words, out of these 3 words, if any of the words starting with an alphabet or set of alphabets or set of characters, how do I do that? Using the /b. So how this /b works, let me tell you. If I write /b, and this has to go with the word R. R stands for raw string. Okay, because it has to check not the entire string. The first one is checking the entire string as a whole. It is checking raw string. I mean, each word is going to check one by one. In the entire string, I have got multiple words. It's going to pick each word and going to see if any of the words starting with T. For example, if I run this, it says there are 2 words in the entire sentence which is starting with T, which is correct in our case. You getting it? So /b is meaning it checks each word by word. Okay. What if I would like to check if that ends with something? For example, if it is ending with a O or not. So for that, if I type O, and the /b has to be kept at the end of this word. Okay, so /b. If I write this, it is going to check if any of the word ending with O. You can see there is a single word which is ending with O. For example, I'm going to write one more O here, and if I run this, it is going to give me there are 2 different words which is ending with O. So the use of /b is understood, and this has to be used with the conjunction of R. R stands for raw string. Clear? Very good. Let's get on to the next one. If I have to check digits, okay, D stands for digits. If the word contains any sort of digits, so to do that, if I simply write /d, and you don't need R, okay, only for that /b R is required, otherwise you don't. So here let me put some numbers, okay, 1 2 3 4 5. So what happens? It is going to check, yes, there are numbers, but again it is going to pull out each number 1 2 3 4 5. What are those numbers? It is going to pull out by writing /d. Okay, D stands for digits. It's quite easy to remember. Now let's get on to the next one. If I have to find out if a word contains white space, okay, let me correct the sentence. It has become something else. So the hello word. Okay, if I have to check white space, all I have to do write small w, and if I run this, it is going to see, yes, for white space it is S. I forgot. So backwards S. So if I say S, what would happen? It is going to check how many white spaces are there. So you can see there are 2 white spaces. So it is saying there are 2 white spaces. Okay, that is for S. Now what is this W? I was writing any word character between A to Z or capital A to Z or 0 to 9 or underscore. What are this? Let me show you. If I write W means word. Now if I run this, it is going to give me your entire string contains T, H, E, capital H, E, L, L, O, D, but it did not pull the exclamation mark. If I replace this with an underscore and run it, it is going to pull that. So only the underscore can be pulled, no other special characters. For example, if I write @ or anything like that, if I'm going to run it, it is not going to pull that. Okay, you can see the output. Getting it? That is for the any word character A to Z, 0 to 9 or 0 R. This is also very useful. Okay, now /capital G, set of characters end of a string. For example, if a word ending with LD @ for example, I want to find out. So for that, all I have to write the word, let's say I want to find LD @ and then this is ending with this one. If any word is present which ends with LD, so you can see capital G is written to find anything at the end if it is present. Okay, so if you remember this specific ones, there are also if I write a capital W, if I write a capital D, there are other things, but again these are the important ones which are for you. It is very important to learn that. So the capital one is the negative ones, it's not present, something like that. So I'm going to this is pretty simple one. So all these things you should remember when you have to learn regular expression. So go with this basic set, and the rest of the things you can always find out on Google, or there will be, if you type regular expression, all the syntaxes are available anytime you need to use it. But again, if you know these basics, it will help you to understand a regular expression. In this video, we are going to learn what is pip, or which is also known as package manager for Python, or package installer for Python. I remember that way, package installer for Python. So this is responsible for managing packages. What are those packages and how do you really manage what are this, right? So if you have these basic questions, this video is going to help you. So please do help me by subscribing to my channel. So let's get started. Okay, first of all, what you do, you open command prompt. Okay, let me open command prompt. To understand pip, first thing you do, open command prompt. Now in the command prompt, first of all, we understood the definition, package installer for Python. I call it that way. So it is a package manager for Python. So first of all, let me see if I have pip. For that, how do you check? If I ask you, hey, can you check which version of Python you have on your system? So you write Python and then you write version, right? This is how you check. So let me enlarge the screen. Okay, so this is how you check. So it tells you right now I have the latest package as of date 3.10.5. Same way, if I ask you the package installer for Python, if I ask you pip, what is the version? So it goes with the same syntax. If you type pip version, it's going to tell you which version of pip that you currently have on your system. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, so it is telling me 22.0.4 and this one is there inside the side packages pip. The moment you see this, what you do, you should always visit this place just to see where this is located. So C program files Python, whatever the location it shows to you, go to that location once. So let me go to C drive, program files, and then it said Python 310, of course. So let's go to Python 310 and then it said lib, which stands for library, and then script, side packages, right? Side packages and pip. So here you can see there's a pip folder, pip 22.0.4 distribution info. Okay, so this folder is there. Okay, so right now we got 22.0.4 version of pip. Now the next thing that we would like to know, so we have understood how to check the pip version, right? If I need so package installer, right, that means it should help us to install packages, upgrade packages, delete packages, anything related to managing packages, right? Anything I would like to manage around the package, remove package. So how to do that? First of all, I should know all the syntaxes. If I write pip and if you write minus h, that means help. Okay, so the moment I hit enter, okay, so what happened, hyphen h, so when I write, so it gives me list of commands. Like how, if you would like to install, then you need to use the command called install. If you would like to download, then you have to use it called download, uninstall, freeze, list, show. There are multiple things that one can use it. Okay, so let me clear the screen. Okay, so how to check my, how to get help on pip is simply any command in Python, just writing dash h. If you write, it is going to give you the required list of commands. Now the next thing, there is a very important aspect. Okay, what is that? I'll let you know. Your pip, right? To check pip list or use any other command, you have to go to something called scripts. Okay, so for example, let me show you. If I go to C drive, program files, and then open Python. So this Python 3.10 could be in a different location for you. It could be C drive, users, your name, and then app data, local programs, and that in that you should have the Python, whatever the Python version that you are using. It could be anything. Okay, so it could be in that specific place, right? Or it could be 10. Okay, so there will be script folder. Look for that script folder. Okay, for me, I have made a customized installation, that's why it is inside here. So here is the script file. This file, anything you want to deal with pip, right? So this is required. So let me copy this. I am going to copy the path. I'll go to the command prompt. Look at this. So it could be a different path for you. For me, it is program files. For you, it could be application data, local program. So go there to this location on your C drive and check that where you have this script folder. Finally, you need to reach to the script folder. So once you get the location of the script folder, I am going to change the directory. Okay, change the directory, space, and enter that, copy paste, and hit on enter. So what would happen? it is now pointing into that specific folder. Now anything I would like to do, for example, I want to list what are the packages available in my system. Okay, so in the script folder 3.10 pip3 pip, these are the couple of so what are the current packages? So let me check it through the command prompt. The moment I type pip list, so it will give me what are the current packages which are currently there. So I have got two packages. One is the pip package, the other one is the setup tools package, and it is giving me a warning: you are using pip version 20.0.4. However, there is a 22.1.2 is available. You should consider upgrading by the 310 python.exe m install upgrade. So it is telling you how to even do that. You can copy paste this entire thing and you can do it, or else there is also different way. Let me try that. So you can also use this command, pip list we have understood, pip install upgrade pip. Okay, so we can try this command, pip install upgrade pip. So let me try this. Let's see that if there is any kind of an error. Defaulting to user installation because normal site package is not writable, requirement already satisfied, pip c program 22.0.4 collecting pip. Okay, installing collected packages for pip. So it is doing the installation. So this way you can upgrade the current version of pip. It gives you the command. You can try the above command too, and upgrade your current pip to the new one. Installing collected packages pip. So this is going to take a few minutes of time, so let's wait for this to complete, and then so once the pip is upgraded, so I am here trying to upgrade it. Okay, once it is upgraded, I would like to install some package. So there could be multiple packages. Okay, we are going to see one example of a package which I am going to install and show you. Okay, so here successfully installed pip. So if I type pip version from, it was 22.0.4, right? Now it is 22.1.2, 22.0 to 22.1.2 it has become. Okay, so it has been upgraded. Okay, very good. So once it has upgraded, let me install a package. Okay, so I need to install a package. So to install a package, all you need to do, you need to say pip install, this is the command, and then what is that package name? Let's say here I want to use camel case. Okay, install camel case, you have to give the package name and hit on enter. Okay, collecting camel case, downloading camel case, running setup install camel case, done, successfully installed camel case 0.2. so the camel case is now installed. So I have installed a package which is not there. Now if you see pip and list, if I do hit on enter, last time it was showing only 2, right? Now you can see camel case package is also there. Now I have installed camel case, pip, setup tools. Likewise, in the future, whatever the packages is required, depending on your requirement, you can install those packages if you know the name. Okay, so now here I am going with the simple one, camel case. In the future we are going to see more things around the pip installation and a couple of other packages that we need while building the project. I'm going to talk about that, but as of now let's go with simple one, camel case. Now let's open PyCharm. Okay, so now in the PyCharm, let me try to import camel case. So this package is installed, so I'm going to import the package to my py file. Okay, so here it is giving a warning. Let's see that no module named camel case, so it's not able to find that. I think I need to restart it. Okay, meanwhile let's use the idle. This is again the more like PyCharm. This is given from Python to practice integrated development learning environment, which I have shown in my starting couple of my videos. So let me open this, and inside this we are going to try. Okay, if I can import the camel case and do the rest of the things. Okay, so here let me open a file. Let me try it here first. Import camel case. Is it working? Yeah, it worked. Okay, no error. Import camel case. Now let me create an object. X is equal to camel case dot camel case. This is the, I think this is written in this way, camel case hit on enter. So now the object has been created with camel case. Now if I say print, and if I'm going to say x dot, there is something called, there's a method called hump. Okay, now within the hump, if I pass a text, let's say I am going to write all in lowercase, hello world. Okay, so now I'm passing this. Let's see, hit on enter. So you can see it has been converted this all thing to camel case. Getting it? So this is one of the package which I have installed, which helped me to change it to camel case. So likewise, there are multiple packages which anyways we are going to learn, but again, as a basic knowledge, you have got it from this video as to what is a pip. Okay, so what are the things that we have learned? Let's go back to the notepad, escape. Yeah, so let me go back to the notepad. So we understood how to check the pip version, how to check the different commands by taking help, okay, writing h, and then going to the script folder and then trying to list out what are the current packages currently available, and then using pip list by typing pip list, and then if it is giving you a prompt to upgrade your pip, then pip install upgrade pip. By writing this, I'll be able to upgrade my pip. Okay, so for that, first get into the script folder by doing a change directory cd. I have shown that, and then I have shown you the how do you install a camel case or any package. For one example I have given of camel case, how do you install a package. Okay, pip install and the package name, if you write, it is going to install. So these are the couple of things that we have learned, right? So please do continue with my channel. I have got a lot of stuff for you to learn in Python, so please do subscribe today and do not forget to give it a like to this video. In this video, we are going to focus how do you find packages that you have installed in Python. How do you find that package path in Python? Okay, that is the topic. So first of all, to understand everything in detail, I'm going to show you from the scratch. First thing, what you do, you open command prompt. Okay, I'm going to open command prompt, and in the command prompt, let me type pip, and when you say list, right, it gives you a list of packages. So it says currently you have camel case, I have I have pip, and I have setup tools. These are the three packages which is there. Now when I went to my location, which is C drive, where is C drive, and if I go to program files, I have done a custom installation of Python, and all my program files are there inside Python 3.10. okay, so here if I went to library, okay, library, and then if I went to site packages, I do not see, for example, here it is saying pip 22.1.2. now here if I see pip 22.0, not 1, so it has the older one. And next thing, it says setup tools 58.1.0, that is same, but camel case is not there. See, camel case is also not there. So in this case, you will be surprised where that package is. I have installed the package, but where it's gone, where exactly that package is located. No worries, I am going to help you. What you do, type idle and open idle on your system. Okay, now on this, what I'm doing, I'm going to create a file. I already have a file. You can create a new file, or else if you already have a file, open that. So any file, any py file that you have, open it or create a file by hitting on new. So on my desktop I have a file. Okay, so this is the file which I have. Now I'm going to delete everything, leave it blank. Now I got to know that I have a package called camel case, right? Where is that? Escape. Boom. Okay, so here I saw that the package is 0.2 is there, but how? So that means I'll be able to import it, right? So if I type import camel case, I should be able to import without any error. Okay, fine, it is importing, but again that I am not able to see that exact path on my folder, right? For that, what I will do, I'll create a variable called file path, let's say, okay, equals to, I will use the package name, which is camel case. And now here I am going to write dot and then put two underscores, and then file you write, and then put two underscores. Fine. And then let's print this, so that let me know where exactly that package is installed through this method. Okay, so I'm saying file path and then hit on run, hit on run module and hit on OK. So this is going to tell me, hey, your file is exactly here. So it is giving me the entire path. So what I will do, I'll copy this until camel case. Let me copy it. Okay, so it is in a different location. So let's go back to Windows and go to the file explorer, and here I'm going to copy and paste it and hit on enter. Now I see, so if I go to site packages, see camel case is there, pip is there, 22.1.2 version is there. So in the previous path, because we are looking at a different path, so it could be you might have installed the package somewhere, but you are not sure where exactly that got installed. This is where it got installed. Okay, camel case. If I go to camel case init, this is where the function starts. The package usage will start from here, right? Initialization, this is where the package will initiate. So this is the path. How do you find a path in Python? Okay, so this is how you will be able to find the path, by writing this. Okay, this is one of the learning which people might wonder on the internet. How do I really find? I installed a package and I'm not able to get it. So this is one of the way using which you will be able to get the proper path where exactly that package is installed. Okay, so thank you guys for watching it, and also do have a note of this path. Okay, so it is coming from C drive users, your username, app data, roaming, Python 3, 10 site package. Okay, so this is what the exact path. If you have to really travel this entire path, let's do that. C drive, then users, then your username, then he said app data, right? It said app data. So let's go to what is the app data, man? Yeah, here it is, app data. It will be hidden. Okay, so ensure view hidden items is enabled on your Windows system, and then it went to roaming, and then it went to, where is that, roaming, right? It went to roaming or something else it went to, let me check. Roaming, and then it went to Python. Yeah, Python, and then Python 3.10, and then within the site packages you have all this. Getting it? So this is how you will be able to find the package installed through pip. So how to install packages I have shown in the previous video. You must have already watched it. If not, you can definitely take benefit of that video. Thank you guys for watching it. Please do subscribe. I need your support. Kindly subscribe to the channel, guys, and support me. Thank you. We are going to meet once again in our next content. Till then, take care. Bye bye.